and it's a real pleasure to have a conversation with someone with this enormous background and knowledge of everything. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our channel, Fan Token. We are very fan of the Fan Tokens. We have someone very, very special today with us. We have Christian from the very well-known website Rocketfan, which is one of the websites reference for the fan tokens world. Christian, how are you? Welcome to our channel.
I'm good. Thank you very much for having me.
So, well, Christian, tell us something about you, about your background. You live in Europe, I guess, in Germany.
Yes, I'm from Germany, and my background is computer science and economics. So I studied information systems, and it's kind of a mix between economics and computer science. You know, lots of programming, but also an economic side. And yeah, I worked as a database engineer, data analyst for many years. And for the last 1.5 years, I have been running Rocketfan full time, and it's been a lot of fun.
So it's not your hobby or your complementary work, is what you do full time in your day basis. This website, Rocketfan. You don't have
Yes,
another professional dedication.
it used to be my hobby, and then I think after running it for like 1.5 years as a hobby, I decided to like go all in and to run it like full time. And yeah, because I wanted to see like how the site can develop if I put like a lot of effort into it. And yeah, it's been lots of fun, and I really like doing it.
Okay, so you are very, very brave. So, and what's the point? You really are you really passionate about the fan tokens, about the crypto, or you saw the potential, or why is the reason you decide to take it as a full job?
So I was always very interested in sports, and also very interested in crypto. And you know, I was doing like these two things aside from each other. Like sometimes I was doing analysis on sports, and sometimes I was doing analysis on crypto. And then with fan tokens, like these two things merged with each other. So I got really interested because it was both of my hobbies kind of working together. And yeah, that's why I decided to like create Rocketfan in the first place. And then you know, I wanted to like push the limit and see what I can do if I work on it with full dedication. And probably I should say for the audience that don't know Rocketfan, it's a data analysis website, an analytics platform about all Web3 sports assets. So like all sports brands that have a crypto token or an NFT is displayed on Rocketfan, and you can find all the data on Rocketfan about Web3 sports assets.
Well, we will speak later, but the question I made myself when I see your amazing and incredible work with this portal, with this site, is what do I have to tell to my son to study to become to be able to build something like that? You say you work in database analysis. You say you have computer science skills, I guess. So you know about programming. Can we say you are this that is called now a full stack developer or something like that?
Yeah, well, I guess you have to have multiple skills to run a website, because you need like the programming skills, because there's lots of programming involved. And Also data analysis, you have to be very interested in that because like it's all about data. And then you still also need to figure out like how to design a user interface that it looks good and the users can like have a good time exploring it. Yeah.
You have front end and back end skills.
Front and back end.
So full stack.
Yeah, and you also have to do marketing, like because if you don't do like any marketing or social media posts, nobody will know about it. So yeah, I'm busy on all ends. But yeah, you learn lots of stuff. Yeah.
From the side of the cryptos and the blockchains, this is something you learn by yourself. This is something you learn somewhere else. Something you how you learn about the blockchains and everything.
So because of my computer science background, I was like very early aware of Bitcoin because my friends that I studied with, like they already told me about Bitcoin, and I think it was 2012, but I didn't buy back then, so
so you have
but
to
I
work.
was aware of it. Yeah. And I got fully into crypto in 2017 because I was kind of following it loosely from 2012 to like 2017, but then in 2017 it totally exploded, and the whole ecosystem just got very big, and all these new coins launched, and they had all of these great ideas, and I got really interested. And from 2017 on, I really like got into crypto as like my main hobby, if you will, and also did like lots of investing. And I started out with writing blog articles about crypto, and I just I did different stuff. Like I did some price analysis, I did some blockchain analysis, I did like fundamental analysis, and like kind of tried to find my niche that I wanted to be active in. And yeah, so I guess I was tired of writing articles because I wrote articles about data. And the thing is, the articles were already old after one day because the data was already outdated. And this kind of annoyed me because I wanted to like give users that read my articles like the best data available. And that's how I came up with the ideas to just develop a platform that is not based on static data, but shows you like in an automatic way new data and refreshes itself. And yeah, that's how I got going with Rocketfan, I guess.
And did you have to learn about Solidity and that smart contracts language of the blockchains and so on?
Not so much because I mostly interact with APIs, so with the interfaces of like explorers and exchanges, and you can do that in any programming language. And my website is mostly run in PHP. So
you don't have to know about the smart contracts and this kind of stuff.
I can't program or I have never programmed a smart contract. I could probably, like, if I would get into it, I could probably understand it, but I haven't done it yet.
So with this based enormous background on computer science and blockchains and cryptos and so on, you said you were finding out your niche, and finally Fan Tokens show up. So did you know about Fan Tokens, Socios, and other platforms and NFTs related to sports and so on, this niche?
Well, so I was in crypto in, like I said, from 2017 onwards, and I think in 2019 I got kind of aware of Chiliz because it was my both interest, right? It was sports and crypto, and I was like, okay, well, this sounds interesting. But back then, nothing much existed on Chiliz, so the Socios app wasn't out yet. No fan tokens existed yet. And yeah, but I started following the project, and I was there when the app launched, and you could get like 1 Juventus token per day. So with the token hunt, so I was out on the street collecting Juventus tokens.
I can't believe that's amazing.
Yeah, it was really cool because really you got 1 Juventus token per day, and it didn't even sell out. Like there were probably only like 200 people hunting in the beginning, and of course it didn't take a long time until more people got interested. But yeah, I was really interested in fan tokens, and to be honest, not much data existed about fan tokens back then. So it was like you could read the Chiliz Explorer, but it wasn't on. They weren't on CoinGecko yet, or there were no tokenomics, and so I was like, okay, well, this sounds interesting. Nobody has really done any research on it, and then I got involved in fan token analysis, and I think I bought Chiliz back in 2019, like shortly before they got listed on Binance, and yeah, that's how I got involved.
So this was the time you decided to build a Rocketfan.
I think in 2019 I bought Chiliz, and then Rocketfan went live in September 2020.
September 2020. Okay, so explain
there
us
weren't many fan tokens. Yeah.
What's
Yes.
Rocketfan for, and what's the value, and well, and even if you want to, how you make some revenues with this web.
Yes, so Rocketfan is an analytics platform for like all Web3 sports assets. So that includes both fan tokens and normal sports tokens, and also sports NFTs. And I try to add everything, like all Web3 sports assets that are backed by an official sports brand. Like, for example, if McLaren in Formula One publishes an NFT, I will add it to the website and try to display all data that is available and that I can get. And yeah, Rocketfan itself shows data not only about trading, so like prices for sports tokens and also floor prices for NFTs, but it also shows you supply data. So how much is the total supply and how much is the circulating supply? And also shows you lots of launch data. So like when the tokens or NFTs launched for the first time, how much were they sold for, and how much did the teams or the sports brands behind them earn with the initial sale? And yeah, there's also some other data. So for example, you can find some blockchain data like blockchain addresses, or lots of voting data. So for all the binding fan engagement polls, you can find lots of data about that. And yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing. And I'm mostly earning money with Rocketfan with like customized data analysis.
Customized, so no advertising or another business model.
Not yet. No. It's mostly like data analysis when people contact me, or when I have, for example, Twitter sponsorships. That's mostly focused on data analysis on Rocketfan.
And do you trade also with this data?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, but just for fun, or as a professional trader, or kind of?
I wouldn't say I'm a professional trader. Like I have a crypto portfolio, so but I'm not trading so much on a daily basis. I just mostly buy and hold when it's low, and try to take some profits when it's when it's higher. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, I wouldn't say I'm a professional trader. But I like to look at the market and do some technical analysis.
Okay, I would like to ask you something I do not understand very well, because in Rocketfan, yes, I got a lot of interest in the fan token, and I see the utility of the fan token with the platforms like socios.com in the stickiness with your team to vote or to get experience and so on. But you also focus on NFTs, for, as you say, for yes, the brands and the sports. You put both of the same level. Yes. I would like to understand why, and if you have you ever think in splitting NFTs, split or separate from fan tokens, or the other side, why you put it together at the same level?
Yes, so I think they are both comparable from a utility standpoint. So some NFTs also offer like the same kind of fan engagement that tokens offer. And, I don't like to differentiate based on technicalities. So I don't like to say, okay, this is an NFT and this is a token, and that's why we separate them from each other. I think their metrics are comparable, right? You can calculate a market cap for NFTs. You can calculate a price for NFTs. The utility is mostly the same. Okay, some NFTs are pure collectibles, and most fan tokens are like fan engagement assets. They offer fan engagement, but many NFTs also offer fan engagement. And I just think it would be unfair to like separate them based on technicals. But for users that are only interested in fan tokens, I also have like a subcategory on Rocketfan that only shows you like fan token data. So for example, if you go to fantokens.info, it redirects you to a page on Rocketfan that only shows you like a ranking of fan tokens or sports tokens, right? Some tokens are not labeled fan tokens. Like, for example, the Fenerbahce token is not a fan token, but it's labeled as a normal token. So, yeah.
Okay. So the problem is with me. I don't see, or I don't understand, or I don't have the experience to see that some NFTs has the same level of utility when compared with the fan token. Well, it's very,
Yeah,
very, very,
I can
very
give you an
interesting.
example. So for example, I don't know if you know the Vayner Sports passes. Like they are one of the higher ranked NFTs with a higher market cap, and they offer nearly the same amount of utility, but they are not tied to a sports club, but they are an athlete agency, right? So they have athletes signed as an agency, and they offer like fan engagement with their athletes.
I would like to ask you, when I try to explain to people I know about cryptos and blockchains and so on, by now there is a lot of speculation and
Hmm?
value reservation, but there is little applications in real life. Today, the CEO of Socios was making a Twitter about this, that when he travels around the world, he said that Socios is one of the most real life application of the blockchains and the crypto technology applied to real life projects. So what do you think on that? But because I tried desperately to find out use case of blockchains and cryptos, and I find out very little. As far as I work in the IoT, Internet of Things world, I have, for instance, some kind of LoRa Alien IoT project, which works with cryptos and is in real life, is starting, and I find out Socios, but little more. And this makes Fan Token World and Socios platform something amazing, because as far as I see, is one of the first real life application of this huge virtual world of blockchains and cryptos. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I think it was even more extreme like 5 years ago or so. Like 5 years ago, all the use cases in crypto were like totally abstract and had like they wanted to connect it to real life, but there was no way of doing it. And to be honest, the barrier of entry is like really high. So if you get into crypto for the first time, it like takes a lot of effort so that you can get into it and understand it. If you really want to like store your coins on chain, for example, you need to set up a wallet, and that is difficult for many average users. And I agree that Socios was really successful with establishing a real live use case for fan tokens. Something that you can see with the sports brands. There are some other cryptocurrencies that have like real life use cases, but I have to agree with you that many are abstract, and yeah, it's it
Val
still takes lots of time.
Value reservation or speculation, or but
Yeah, there's
nothing.
definitely lots of speculation. Yeah, sure. I mean, if you look at Bitcoin, for example, it's nowadays mostly said or perceived as a store of value, like a digital store of value. But aside from that, there are not many use cases attached to it, right? So you can do payments, but it's not really suited for that. It's mostly the store of value. And then with Ethereum as the second biggest one, like you can transact on the Ethereum network, but that's also in crypto, right? It's not really like, it has no connection to real life. So it's kind of a new industry that is growing, and it's growing in itself, kind of running separately from like traditional use cases. And I think like a challenge for crypto will be to like connect itself more to the financial system, which could be like its core purpose.
I would like to ask you also, there is a huge hype, a huge expectation about Chiliz Chain's 2.0, the new version of Chiliz. For the audience, Chiliz is the crypto coin used in the platform socios.com to buy the Fan token. And they are launching by the 10th of May, Chiliz Chain's 2.0 in a new change, and there is a lot of hype and a lot of expectations about us. Can you explain to the audience why they are moving from a token from a coin in the Ethereum universe to an proprietary chains, how they want to use this new chain, these new blockchains as a platform for new developments, where socios.com would be just one instance. Probably you can explain much better than me, and why there is so big hype about that, and these high expectations about this launching in 30 days.
Okay, so I can try to explain it from like my outside perspective. I also have not interacted with Chiliz Chain 2 yet. But from my perspective, Chiliz Chain 2 is like an upgrade to Chiliz Chain 1. And I think many people are not aware that like Chiliz already had a chain for like the last 3 years or so, where fan tokens are based on, right? So for example, Juventus fan token or Paris fan token, they are not issued on Ethereum, but they are all issued on Chiliz Chain, or Chiliz Chain 1, if you will. And that chain was kind of, I think it was based on Ethereum, so like a fork of Ethereum, but it was kind of centralized and also rather limited in functionality. So I think you couldn't launch smart contracts as a third-party developer on Chiliz Chain. And also you can't have like any kind of self-custody on Chiliz Chain 1. So you can't create like your own wallet and access it on Chiliz Chain 1. The only way you can access Chiliz Chain 1 is via exchanges or with the Socios app. And I think they want to change that now with Chiliz Chain 2. So they want to like give you more possibilities to access the blockchain. So for example, they want to bring in third-party developers that can develop apps on Chiliz Chain 2, or you can host your own wallet on Chiliz Chain 2. And also they want to have like Chiliz as a utility token to run the network, like similar to ETH on Ethereum. Because on Chiliz Chain 1, there is no real coin running the chain, because like it's rather centralized, so they don't have any token that is used for like transactions. It's only internally, I guess. And I also probably they want to make it more decentralized, so that Chiliz Chain 1 is like totally centralized and run by the guys at Chiliz. And probably, not entirely sure about that, but Chiliz Chain 2 might offer also external validators the chance to like run a validator themselves, and like, to make it more decentralized by distributing the network across many different nodes. Yeah.
So the hype and the high expectations are something from real ideas, from real new developments, from real possibilities and potential.
Yeah, I think it's really exciting for developers, because the chain can grow. Like, because Chiliz Chain 1 only had one app, which was Socios, and then also had like interfaces for exchanges. But that was it, right? There were no more apps on Chiliz Chain 1. It was only Socios. And with Chiliz Chain 2, they can really bring in more apps. Like, let's say they could bring in like 50 apps that run on the chain. And I think that's really exciting for like the developers that want to develop on it, and also for users, because they can access multiple apps with that Chiliz account, right? With the Chiliz wallet. And there will also be, I think, for companies that want to build on Chiliz Chain 2, there will be network effects, right? So you can go to Chiliz Chain 2, and you already have a core user base of, let's say, for example, people that have used Socios. They are already on the chain, right? So you can bring them in more easily, and they can connect with the new apps more easily. Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the future. I got a prediction. My prediction is in the next World Cup, each and every national team will have its token, its fan token. By now, in the last World Cup, we had Portugal and Argentina from Socios. We had Croatia national team with Batreni, and we had something from Spain and Brazil with Big T, which are nothing remarkable. But I guess in the next World Cup will be a fan token for each national team. Do you agree with that?
Well, I mean, I don't know if every team will have a fan token, but let's say more teams will have a fan token than now. I can agree with that. Let's say half the teams, that would already be an achievement. But yeah, I think it also depends a lot if crypto will grow in the next 3 to 4 years. So the teams are already, they are increasingly interested in crypto when like the market is in an uptrend, it seems. And we have to see if that will be the case for the next few years to come. But you are right. We have seen Argentina, Portugal, also Italy, who didn't participate in the World Cup. And then Croatia surprised me that they launched their own fan token. Like, they really launched it on their own without any established platform, like not with Socios, not with Binance or any other platform. And teams are really interested.
Croatia is Batreni token. It's Polygon network, I guess.
Yes, it's running on Polygon, and it's traded on Gate.io. Exactly.
Yeah. And if you have to advise a team or a national team to launch the fan token, what would you advise? A platform like Binance, Porto, Santos, a platform like Socios, or do it by your own, like Parma or like Croatia national team?
Well, I think Parma also launched it with another platform. I think it's called Unitos or something like that.
But it's very small one. It's like
they only have one fan token, so
yeah,
they only have Parma fan token, right? But it's difficult. I think if you have like the technical knowledge and you want to bring in people that can run it for you, you can launch it on your own. But it's way more difficult than if you just go with a provider, right? If you just go with a platform that runs it for you. So if you need to run it yourself, I think you need to have expertise in regulation. So crypto is like a financial asset, so you need to like consider that you might need some lawyers, and then you need like a blockchain developer to launch your smart contract, and you need to negotiate with exchanges. Like, I think you need a lot of expertise if you want to run a token on your own. And if you don't have that and don't want to deal with that, you might want to go with a platform. But also at the same time, if you go with a platform, they might do some things that you don't like. Like, they are a middleman, right? So they might like have some demands that you don't want to fulfill, or they might have some suggestions that you don't want, or you might suggest something that they don't want to do. So I don't know. It's kind of difficult for me to judge because I'm not really involved with these platforms or tokens, so I haven't. I don't have these many insights. But I think if you don't want to put in all the expertise, you might want to go with a platform. But at the same time, as you mentioned with Brazil and Spain, you know, they went with a platform with Bitchi, and that turned out to be like not good for them, right? Because they weren't paid, as I read in some articles, and then they had to exit the agreement. So yeah, it was a lot of trouble for them, lots of worries. So I don't know. It's kind of
Yeah,
difficult.
I can tell you my personal experience as an end user, let's say, because I
Mm,
was very interested in having some knowledge and try to make the experience as a fan token holder for all this platform and all of this development to have my own opinion. And I have to say, Socios is really amazing. Italy, Portugal, Argentina, and the other teams and sport they have. Binance is the experience as a fan token holder is limited, but they have the volume. I mean, they have a very big volume, and if you are listed and promoting Binance, they have the volume. And what is doing Croatia with battery needs, for me, is amazing. I purchased in Gate.io the token, and I try to do something, and it's really amazing to have to hold, and they are doing very, very well. And the experience with the Big C, and they are from Turkey, I guess. And
mhm.
I tried to purchase some fan token, but as far as I didn't have a national ID, Turkish ID, I couldn't complete my registration, so I couldn't buy the token. So I was wondering why I want to have a fan token. There are some Spanish football teams with them and some national teams, but there is no utility and no option to buy officially if you are outside from the country. So that's the point. And we read in the press that they have some economical issues. So well,
Mm.
not so good. So there is no magic path for this. You have to work hard. You have to solve the technical issues, the legal issues, and there is pros and cons in both ways. But just in case, I guess that the balance by today is socios.com. But I don't know. We will see in the future.
Yeah, sure. I mean, Socio is definitely by far the biggest platform in the fan token space. I mean, that's not even a question, right? So even in the Web3 sports space, even if you consider NFTs, also there is no platform that has like more than 20 club NFTs or sports NFTs, and Socios has like 70 fan tokens. So they are like the premier platform um, in the Web3 sports market.
And speaking of legal issues, why we do not have any German team in the platform? I guess it's something legal, and even more, I guess, why do we have an Socios USA separate app with,
Uh,
for the American tokens? What do you know about that?
so first of all, about the German tokens, there is not much happening in Germany with fan tokens yet. I think no team has launched a fan token yet. Not on Socios, not on any other platforms. They are also not very active with NFTs. Um, I don't know. Like it could be regulation, could be that they are still waiting for like the pass from the German financial authority to launch a fan token. But I'm not sure. Probably there's also no interest. Probably they don't want to launch a fan token like the German clubs. I don't know. Actually, it's kind of disappointing because all the other big five leagues like Spain, England, Italy, and France, they have all launched lots of fan tokens and NFTs. But we have to see. I think they have an agreement with a Rare, so for the player cards. But other than that, I haven't seen many NFTs in Germany.
And well, what else I could say that for me it's very funny to analyze or to realize that in places like Germany, they are very conservative on crypto wall and new things like that. But in Italy, if you look at it, you have the national team and you have the main teams: Juventus, Inter, Milan, Napoli, Roma. And in England, you have City, you have Crystal Palace, you have Aston Villa, you have even Hush United, but you don't have Liverpool and Manchester United. So some big fishes are missing there. In Spain, Real Madrid is missing also, and in Argentina, well, we have River, but we don't have Boca. So some big fishes to catch over there. And an idea I got from someone, I guess that there are some teams like Real Madrid or in NBA, they have all of them, but Dallas Mavericks, because the owner, and I think Real Madrid, Florentino Perez is in the same idea. They are thinking something like, well, if this is real business, we can do it by our own. So as we discuss, you can do it by your own, but it's a difficult way, and you can do it via a platform or a man in the middle exchange with some other difficulties. So, but finally, what is very funny for me is that countries like Argentina or countries like Turkey with a weak coin, when compared with dollar or euro, there is a huge crypto adoption, and there's a huge fan token adoption. That's why I guess you have your Twitter translate to Turkish language, and I guess you have a big audience from Turkey also. So what can you say? What can you say about the adoption of this new technology when comparing if you are from a country with a strong coin or a weak coin?
So I think like on Rocketfan, like 50 to 60% of all visitors are from Turkey. So it's like really the Turkish people are really interested in fan tokens. And
in Turkey, all the main teams from Galatasaray and so on, all main top teams are already with fan tokens, I guess.
Yeah, I think except from Besiktas, they don't have a token that I know of. Yeah, but Fenerbahce launched their own token with Paribu, which is the leading Turkish exchange and which has also lots of fan tokens. And yeah, but Galatasaray and some others. Also, there is like a Turkish fan token platform called BitExen. They have like some of the smaller Turkish teams. And yeah, but also, so Turkish people are really interested, which you can also see with like the Turkish exchange Paribu. They have listed many fan tokens. And if you look at blockchain data, so where like the majority of a fan token is, if it's listed on Paribu, like oftentimes like a significant amount of tokens in the circulating supply is on Paribu, right? So and yeah, so Turkish people are really interested. Argentina, I probably not so much yet in fan tokens. At least I can't see it from my user base, and also there is no dedicated Argentinian exchange yet listing fan tokens. But I think that's coming. I think also people from Brazil are very interested, and yeah, but Turkish people are really interested in crypto, and the currency has declined. I can't name you exact numbers, but I think the inflation has been very high for like multiple of the past years. So they were looking for alternatives probably. And that's how they got into crypto. And once you are in crypto, like the barrier to enter other cryptocurrencies is not that high anymore than if you have never entered crypto before. I guess that's why they are interested in fan tokens. And yeah.
What can you tell us about the USA? I think this is bombing. This is an explosion. That maybe it's the beer market is slowing that launch. But what's your opinion on that?
So I guess the US teams and leagues are very interested in crypto and Web3 because they are launching like lots of NFTs, right? So many major brands in the USA, major sports brands have launched multiple NFT collections, and the NBA has also launched an NFT collection on their own, but all of them haven't launched a token yet. And I just think that's purely because of regulation. And Alex, the CEO of Socios, has already said that in the past that they are waiting like for regulation and guidance from the SEC that they, give them the go to launch a fan token. But it hasn't happened yet, and I think the SEC has been like quite conservative on crypto very recently. So yeah, I guess it could take some more time until a US fan token is launched. Probably even some years. I don't know.
Even I forget. I have to ask you, what's your opinion of the fan token focusing one athlete? I mean, for instance, there is this one player from Liverpool, the Uruguayan player, launching a fan token for the player, not
Nunez.
from the team. Yeah, Nunez. Yeah. What's your opinion on that?
So there have been lots of athlete-focused NFTs. So, for example, Ronaldinho launched his NFT collection. Also, Neymar had his own NFT collection, and many others. There have been like lots and lots of NFT collections. I haven't added all of them to Rocketfan yet, but there are many, and I think they have been kind of disappointing. Like speaking about the NFT collections, because they always launch and then they have like some utility at the start. So, for example, you can meet if you are lucky, you can meet the athlete that this collection is about, or probably they can be on Discord, and you can catch them up for a chat, or maybe have like a quick Zoom chat with them. But other than that, they don't offer that much utility over time. So they offer some utility at the start, and then that's kind of gone over time. And I will be interested to see if that is the same case with the athlete tokens. So if it will be the same, that they only offer some utility at the start, and then after that, they just continue to trade, but they don't have much utility anymore. I hope that there will be like continuous utility, but it remains to be seen.
Well, it's something we can discuss in the next year conversation. We
Yeah,
will see,
definitely. Yeah.
because I don't know with athletes, but with rock stars and some other kind of artists, there is a long way to follow when thinking about NFTs and fan tokens and so on. So I'm thinking of the fans deciding the T-shirt of to wear in the concert and things like that. So we will see. We will see. Something interesting.
You could definitely do something like that, but the athletes have to also be up for it and have to be interested in it. And I did not see that so much in with the recent collections that launched.
I have one last question. I don't know if you know about something we have here in Spain called the Kings League.
That is the league made by Piqué, but I don't know much about it.
Well, it's very funny because, probably Gerard Piqué is a very well-known former footballer from Barcelona. He won the champions. He won the World Cup with Spain. He's a former husband of Shakira, and now he's making something called Kings League with a very well-known YouTuber and streamer in Spain called Ibai Llanos. So they play a league of teams, mostly amateur teams. They play football 7 format, 7 players for each team, but they play something like, Supercell game. Probably you played sometimes a Supercell game in your smartphone, probably High Day or some kind of card game. So they play with cars. They have penalties in the MLS format. They shot out from the middle of the field, not from the point of
Okay,
penalty. Cool. They roll a dice in the last 2 minutes of the first half to decide how many players left. It's 1-1, 2-1, 3-1, depending on the dice and these funny things. And they stream everything on Twitch and so on. So I guess that a fan token for that universe will be something amazing. So I'm looking forward.
Have they launched any Web3 asset yet? Have they had any NFT or fan
Not
token?
really, not really. As far as I know, Alex de Freus is in direct contact with Piqué and his company called Cosmos. They used to organize Davis Cup, tennis Davis Cup, and the Socios or Chiliz purchased some part of the digital brand of Barcelona. And they have also an esports team called Koi, and they didn't want to launch the fan token like the others we have, like Team Heretics or OG or others, because the Spanish streamers, Ibai Llanos, is a little bit against the crypto world. And I can say that they have some sponsor, maybe Floki, the crypto.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, the meme coin.
The Floki sponsor one of the things, and they didn't like much. So this stopped in somehow the development of fan tokens and crypto in this Kings League. But I guess it's so funny just to decide the everything about this kind of football and show mixed with the new generation and streaming and Twitch and cards, and it's very funny. And I think it will be something very, very good to attract a lot of young audience to the fan token world. Well, just have a look on that. They just finished the first strip, and they are launching in 1 month for male, and for female they also are launching the Queens League, and they are launching the Kings League in Mexico, Brazil, and so on. So it's gonna be something very big, I guess, and it fits very, very well with the philosophy of the new fan token, NFT, and everything we are talking about. Well, Christian, thank you very much. It's been very, very interesting, and I will say that I would like to interview in 1 year from now, and let's see what's happened, and compare that future conversation with the one today, if Bitcoin finally reached that $1 million or not in the summer as the event we saw, if what's happening with the new Chiliz Chains 2.0, if finally we got the US market or not, if it's the halving of Bitcoin making a real bear market again, or a bull market again, like the bull run. We will see. So it will be very interesting speaking in 1 year from now and see what happened. And then if our prediction for the World Cup fan tokens for each and every team, and how it's going on, those who developed their token by their own and how didn't, well, we will see. Well, Chris, I don't take more time from you. Thanks a lot. It's been a real pleasure. And well, maybe we can discuss next year and see how this prediction and these opinions are moving or consolidating. We will see. Thank you.
Thank you very much for inviting me. And yeah, it's great to be here. I would like to be back next year also.
Thank you very much. Okay, so we will talk next year.